Hello, I am the Chronicler. I will be talking about my con world in this channel. For my first video, I will be talking about the planet and star. The planet is called Rarawngayamur, and thank you for watching. Let's talk about my planet and the star. The star is a class G2V, same as our sun, because I just wanted to keep it simple, and I didn't really feel like figuring out the differences and what that affect. As for the planet, I decided to keep the same axial tilt as Earth, which is 23.5, I believe, because it's more simple, and B, it's more relatable to people from Earth who read it, and it just makes more sense. I decided to make the eccentricity of the orbit of my planet around the star higher. I mean, not too high, but higher than Earth's, because that would give the planets like super seasons, which would be like just like general trends in temperatures. So like you might have like the 4 seasons, but they might be like warmer than the last cycle or colder, just because of the eccentricity. Hopefully, that's what I hope happens. I decided to make water magnetic in my world, just because I thought it would be interesting, and it's probably because of a solute in the water that would make it magnetic, or maybe I just changed the properties of water itself. I'm not exactly sure yet. I have made the Magnetosphere and the magnetic field of my planet a bit stronger than Earth's. Not too much stronger, but enough to have much more brilliant Aurora Borealis and Aurora Australis type displays. I decided to give my planet 2 moons and a ring, mostly just for aesthetics, but the moons would change things, like special tides and some other stuff. And yeah, I did some research about moons to make sure I knew, or I could guess what they would affect if I had more of them. And I determined it would mostly affect tides, the frequency of eclipses, would probably look pretty cool, but it also produce brighter nights, especially with a ring, which would reflect light from any ice or anything reflective in the ring. It also probably affect nocturnalism, because the night would be brighter, so more animals would be nocturnal, because it's just easier to see. And it also affect cultures and religion on the world. And an interesting idea I had was gods might follow more triad system instead of binary. I'm not sure about this, but I had a theory where there's like pairs of gods in various religions. And this isn't backed up by any evidence, but there's pairs of gods in different religions because there's a pair of the sun and the moon. But if there's 2 moons, then it might be like 3 pairs of 3 gods. I researched the effects of a stronger magnetosphere, or magnetic field, I guess. For my world, it's not a ton stronger, mostly just for the Aurora Borealis and Australis things. But if it was a lot stronger, I found, it would probably lead to less evolution because of less solar radiation. And you'd probably use less iron tools and iron in things, because it'd be like torn out of the ground and like flung everywhere because of a much stronger magnetic field. And it'd probably lead to a lot more magnetic navigation in animals, like birds use, and a ton more. It's quite interesting, and I will leave a link in the description for any viewers who want to read it for themselves. I did some research on what the effects of magnetic water would be, and it would probably affect tides and currents a ton, because they'd follow the magnetic field of Earth, or whatever, or my planet, I guess. And water could be like very charged with like electricity, I guess. And I'm not a ton sure how it would affect life, but it'd probably lead to more magnetic navigation, along with the magnetic field, like from before. I researched the effect of having a ring on a planet, and it's not much except for like brighter nights and like potentially a shadow at certain times depending on the position of the ring, but mostly just brighter nights. any viewers who want to read it for themselves. I did some research on what the effects of magnetic water would be, and it would probably affect tides and currents a ton, because they'd follow the magnetic field of Earth, or whatever, or my planet, I guess. And water could be very charged with electricity, I guess. And I'm not a ton sure how it would affect life, but it'd probably lead to more magnetic navigation, along with the magnetic field, from before. I researched the effect of having a ring on a planet, and it's not much, except for brighter nights, and potentially a shadow at certain times, depending on the position of the ring, but mostly just brighter nights.